Hey y'all, so you saw Alto Nights, the new Robert De Niro movie, Bobby D doing his thing. Now the movies like this I feel so is obvious is where Robert De Niro really shines. But I'm going to say this. He plays dual roles. He is Frank Costello and Vito Genovese. Two Italian, organized crime people from the 40s and 50s and everything. Now, he does both jobs well, but they're not distinct enough for me in warranting him to do both roles for this movie. I think he was best as Frank, and I feel as though Vito should have been Joe Pesci. Now, if he would have been Vito and somebody else would have been Frank, that also would have been fine, because like I said, he does well at both of these roles. But it got a bit distracting because, yes, he has prosthetics on for both, like a nose, chin stuff and things, makeup. He does different speech impediments, body language, and all of that. But I don't know, maybe I'm being overly critical, but for me, it wasn't distinct enough to warrant him being both roles. I felt as though he should have been Frank, and then probably Joe Pesci should have been Vito. Now, if you are into, those good, mob movies, Godfather and Bronx Tale, movies with lots of moving parts, but there is one through line. This is a movie for you. Don't get me wrong. There was also a time where I did kind of fall asleep, but that's their fault. I think that was a sound fault, because both of these men, were Italian immigrants, so they had, Italian accents, but they also mixed with, being from that time and trying to mute their accents, and they're being in New York. There were times I couldn't understand what they were saying, because especially when Robert was talking to Robert, and I was just like, I'm losing what's happening because their speech wasn't very clear for me. Okay, wrong. Now I'm gonna watch this movie again, not in theaters. When it's streaming again, I'm just gonna watch what captions on, because that's how I watch everything, because I know I've missed a thing in the middle. But because I already know the history of these two historical figures, I was able to follow the movie along for the most part, but I want to know everything that they were saying. I do recommend seeing this if you are somebody who likes nice, rich, a lot of overlapping things happening. It's for you. I do want to warn you about one thing. It's that, okay, so when you saw the previews, it did seem like it was these two side-by-side stories happening. It's not. It's from Frank's point of view. Frank is talking to the camera at times, he's being interviewed for a documentary or something about his life, because he did, outlive Vito. So then this is the person whose point of view who talked to, the president, the one who lived the longest life. So it is from his point of view, and he's talking to the camera at times. I dug it. I dug it a lot. And like I said, I'm going to see this again. Maybe I will go see it in the theater again. Sometimes there are some screens that have captions on the screen, but most likely I'll wait until it's actually streaming at home so I can pause and rewind, because there were times when there was just sound where it was too muddled with them talking that I know I missed stuff. But I do recommend seeing this. Those are the type of movies that I like to go to movies for. So anyway, next time.
You don't have to be perfect to be amazing.